What's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna be going over my top 5 best bass lures for the summertime. Summertime is hot. They like to get in shallow, sometimes deeper water to cool down. They're usually in the shade, stuff like that. So today I'm gonna be going over my top 5, and so I'm gonna go from like morning time to like throughout the day phase. Okay, so like number one bait of today, for like when I first get out there in the morning time, I usually like, no matter what it's dogs, cattails, brush, grass, whatever it is, I like to just throw a frog just like this. This is a simple frog, maybe a whopper plopper, but my frog is always a go-to. Nothing big, nothing fat, just a little simple, nice frog. And so that's my number one go-to bait for the morning time to get that big bite on some bass. And then later on the day, whether it's a wind-blown bank or like just fishing normal, right? I like to just go with the crankbait. Lucky Strike crankbait RC2 series. Just something like that, nothing too big. This one goes no deeper than 5 foot. It's from like 0 feet to 5 feet deep. Just something like that, with some good treble hooks, or a KVD style crankbait. These are my go-to baits. And this one, I think this one goes 2 to 6 feet, not for sure, but it doesn't go that deep. And that's one of my go-to baits when it's a wind-blown bank, wind-blown riprap, or I'm fishing a dam, I'm fishing some kind of structure, concrete, boat ramps, just something with rocks that I could just clink against. This is always a good bait to go against. This is a crankbait. My next bait is when it gets a little hotter, or it's, like just hot, it's a tough day, and I know I could get a for sure bite. Just my go-to bait, no matter what. It's always a soft plastic bait. It's a Zoom Baby Brush Hog Watermelon Red. This bait will always get you bit. This is my go-to bait, no matter what. I fish this in the morning, mid-afternoon when it's the hottest time of the day, or just evening time. This is always a good bait to use. Always go with the Baby Brush Hog. You can use a brush hog, but I feel like that's just like too big for some of the bass. Like a baby brush hog is, no matter the size, you catch 1 pounders. Like I got like a 10 pounder on this one time. It's a go-to bait. Like everything looks just crappie about it. It's a go-to. So I would recommend a baby brush hog, watermelon red, California colored, pumpkin colored, or I think it's a pumpkin, like a watermelon pumpkin magic or something like that. Not for sure, but always go with the watermelon red brush hog. This is always a go-to for me. So, and then another go-to soft plastic bait that I always used to I throw all the time. If I'm not using the brush hog, I'm either throwing a power bait, blue flake worm, 7 inches. You can go 8.5, but I use 7 inches, or 10 inches is just too big, but little 7-inch blue flake curly tail worm. And this is a go-to bait for the mid-summer time, like just hot, you fish with some brush underneath the docks, whatever. This is just a go-to bait for me. If I'm not fishing the brush hog, it's this. So this is a really good bait to use. And it's a power bait, 7-inch blue flake worm. Blue flake is that's just like a go-to for me. A blue flake is such a good bait to use for this. And so I'll use a brush hog, power bait, blue flake worm, whatever it is. I use it with a 4/0 Gamakatsu hook. 4/0. You can use 5/0. It just depends on what you're doing, but I wouldn't use a 6/0 or anything bigger than a 5/0. I wouldn't use a 3/0 either. 3/0 is just too small. And then always get a worm hook shank for any kind of soft plastics. If you fish in worms, creature baits, and I usually for the weight, you can fish this weightless. But I use a tungsten 3/16 ounce black weight. I don't like to do silver. I like to do black because it blends in with the natural ground, sand, rocks, whatever you want to call it. And tungsten is just better for the environment. And like I just have better luck with tungsten. And there's just like corks are like you get like 3 for like $8. Like they're just better all around. Like spend the extra money and get a tungsten. And I use a 3/16 no matter what I'm doing. I mean, you can go heavier if you're punching grass, 1/2 ounce, obviously. And then brush, you could go to 1/4. And if you're just fishing like ponds and stuff, just use it weightless. But 3/16, I use that for flipping docks, casting out there just at boat ramps, seawall bags, whatever it is. I use a 3/16. Okay, when I'm fishing brush, riprap, rocks, grass, whatever it is, even flipping underneath docks, I always use a jig. So this is a pumpkin colored jig. I always use a chunk trailer. I'll show you what a chunk trailer is in a second. Always have a trailer behind your jig to give that realistic look. So I think this is like a 1/4 ounce jig, but I use a green pumpkin color. If it's like if the water's clear and it hasn't rained in a while, I use something that matches like the environment. So like green pumpkin, watermelon red, something to match the hatch. So this is a good color. And if the water is dirty, whatever it is, always go with a black and blue jig. This is 1/4 ounce jig. I have a chunk trailer on it. And a chunk trailer it's just a little crawdad pretty much. If you can see right here, this is a black and blue chunk trailer. So when it falls, these flaps are gonna like flare up and stuff and just paddle through the water, and then it's gonna go on the bottom, and then it's just these are gonna stay up at all times. So when you move it, it's just gonna go like that. It just matches the hatch. I can fish this, flip it underneath docks, brush, grass, whatever it is. But brushes are good like thing for that. I always use when I see brush, I'll be flipping jig or a baby brush yard, typically some creature bait like. And then on the other hand, my like last bait, my top like my 5th bait, I will use if the water is dirty, or is it sometimes like if it's just like a little murky, I will use a spinner bait. Summertime, the shad are spawning, so I'll use a shad color bait. This is a bluegill color spinner bait, but I usually go with a white, green, or like just a white in general, because it matches the hatch. Always match the hatch when you go fishing, no matter what. And so I've been catching a lot of fish on this Stanley 3/16 ounce spinner bait. It's a bluegill color. It works just fine, but it's whatever you want to match the hatch. If you're fishing a pond with bluegill, get a bluegill color. Don't get a shad because there's no shad like in the pond. Okay, if you're fishing lakes, if the shad or say something like this, say something like color like this, real white and stuff, match the hatch. Get all white spinner bait. And this is for when it don't matter on the color blade. You get gold, silver, whatever you want. You know, it's just what you prefer and what you can match the hatch on your lake. And so this is my top 5 bait. And then for the evening times, I go right back to the frog, fishing no matter where. Frogs are always good. Ponds, lakes, rivers, creeks, everything. Frogs are always good. So that is my top 5 go-to lures for summertime. Summertime is difficult, summertime is hard. Like, it's just hard to catch a big bite. Sometimes you just get skunked, you won't catch anything. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe. It's free. Just subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like. You can comment on my videos. Tell me what you want to see on the next video. And I'm gonna go fishing in a couple days, so be on the lookout for that video. And I hope y'all enjoy and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one, 'cause I'm over there.